Hello and welcome back to Crochet at my house. It's been a fairly busy week this time. I have been working on some projects. I've also been doing quite a lot of tidying and laundry. It's been really nice weather outside, sunny, warm, so I've been spending a lot of time out the back. So I haven't been doing quite as much as I sometimes do. So the first thing I'm going to mention is in here I'm working on some socks. And they look like that. These are the socks I'm working on. They're called Fancy Footwork. And I've started the second one and I'm still working on the first one. So here's the one that's got the most progress. I have the pattern going and it's looking pretty good. I think it's showing up mainly just blue, but the teal colour is starting to come through, like greeny blue colour. And then this is the start of the second one, so we have most of the total. I think I've got about 2 or 3 rows left of this part before I get on to the pattern, but I have been working on it and I think it's looking pretty good, and it's a fairly easy pattern to work on, although I did find when I first started doing this pattern area it was a little confusing because there's not a straight seam up the side. You know, like sometimes when you're making socks or something that have a join, the join is in one place and it just goes like that. Well, this one, because of the pattern, it kind of moves about. So it'll be here, and then it's slightly over there, and it's back here, and then it's over here. It kind of goes like that, but you can't really see it. But that's how it works. The second thing I've mentioned on here at least once before, but I haven't mentioned it in a while. It's a cross stitch pattern that I've been working on. Putting back in a pin I'm using for where the pieces are. Show you what the pattern is. So here's what the pattern looks like. It's a caravan and it says happy camper. I'm working on the grey part. So it's here. If I hold this up you could probably tell what part I've done. So I'm closing around the window area right here, and then I'll be working on this bit over here. But I think it's going pretty well and it's nice and neat and tidy. Even on the back it's pretty tidy. I'm very good at keeping it tidy. That's what it looks like, and these pins, they're just when you're doing counting cross stitch, especially on something like this, it's more important to get it centered. Like if you're doing a card front and you've just got a square piece, you just kind of cut it down or fold it so that it fits in the card. But because this has an edge that you're staying in, you have to count it, figure out where the grid fits, and then keep track of that. So that's what my pins are for. Just to remind me that's where the edge of the grid is. And I think it's coming along quite nicely. Albeit slowly, not super fast at doing it. Especially as it's not like my main thing. I crochet most of the time. And cross stitch is just a once in a while kind of thing I might be doing. Now the next thing is actually a new project. Here's the pattern. That's what it looks like, and that's what they call it. They call it Call the Midwife Baby Blanket. And I actually did some research on this, and it was originally published in the 1980s by Patents using beehive yarn, a 4mm hook, and it was called block shawl. So it wasn't actually a blanket as such, it was a shawl. I like it, and I like having the pattern. I've done a couple of rows. I'll get it down here. So here's what it looks like. Obviously, I haven't done a whole lot of it yet. It's only a few rows. But you can start to see the pattern appearing. There, the pattern specifically. And it's just blocks all the way along. I haven't got all the way along this row. But I am really enjoying it. It's nice relaxed pattern. There isn't a whole lot of thinking, although each row is different. It's fairly simple to work on. I like that. Now the yarn I am using is all Stylecraft Special DK. And the colours I'm using, we have this one, which is Stone, which is kind of a light brown. Next I have Buttermilk, which is a muted yellow colour. And I have some Saffron, which is kind of yellow. It's kind of like honey in a way. It's quite bright, and it has kind of a slight hint of orange to it. And then the last colour is Vintage Peach. Here it is. So it's kind of a pinkish colour. It is kind of a peach colour too. It's really nice. That's what I've been using. Obviously, I haven't used those three colours yet, but the point I'm going to be doing is this colour, then I'll be doing the Buttermilk, then Saffron, and then the Vintage Peach, and then repeating, so it will end up being striped all the way up. I just thought it would make it interesting. So that's basically all my crochet for this week. I have made a order for some yarn, so I will probably have a yarn haul video sometime soon. It's mainly for stuff that I'm already working on. I've just ran out of a particular colour. So mostly it'll probably be stuff you've already seen, but there will be a few things that will be new and so probably interesting. Some of it is also for a project that I have planned to make, I just didn't have all the colours for. Now, that's about all I have for crochet and other craft things to talk about this week. But I will also mention this book again. It's The Conference of Birds, the 5th novel. It's by Ransom Riggs. And it's the Peculiar Children series. I'm really enjoying it. And I've just recently finished chapter 7. So you can see I've read all of this now, and this is how much is left. It's a really good book and I'm enjoying it. The bit that I'm in, there's been a kind of a thing that happened on the highway, or I don't know what everyone calls it, but like the big main road that has multiple lanes. Yeah, it's been something around that and it's quite interesting. I'm looking forward to reading more of it later. Besides that, I really haven't been doing very much. You may have noticed I've not been making as many Saturday videos lately. That's because I kind of I was like trying to come up with a schedule, but also kind of doing too much, and so I kind of needed to take a break. But I will still try and put in videos on Saturdays occasionally, just not as regularly as I was doing, because I do need a break, and sitting up for too long is not the easiest thing. So, my question this time will be, what is the most recent project you've added to your WIP pile? Like, what's something you've newly started? Obviously, I've newly started from midwife blanket / block shawl. It could be anything you've started, small, big. You don't even have to be crocheting. Even if you're knitting or something, it would be great to know what's a new project you've been starting. So, remember to like, subscribe, comment down below, and ring that bell to get notifications every time I upload a video.